Hey friends, welcome back to Arts and Crafts. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this super cute crochet shrug top. Very beginner friendly, very easy, and we're just going to jump straight into it with materials. For my yarn, I am using a loops and thread classic cotton and a mixture between my 5 and 4mm hook. And besides that, all you're going to need is a measuring tape and some scissors. So to start, you are going to want to make up a foundation chain. Now you're going to want this to reach from shoulder to shoulder, and I like to give a little extra, as you can see there, because it does get tighter. I've gone with 50 chains, but obviously depending on your size, just make sure that it is an even number. And once you have your foundation chain ready to go, we'll jump right into it. So now I am going to do a double crochet in the 6th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this one, I'm just going to yarn over and through, yarn over 2, and yarn over 2. You've created your first mesh square. Chain 1. Now you're going to skip a stitch, so that's the one that's going into, so skip this one into this next one. We're going to double crochet, chain 1, skip that next stitch into this one, and now you can see this pattern. We are just doing this all the way along, chaining 1, skipping a stitch, double crochet, chaining 1. And this is what it is looking like. And here we are coming up on our last stitch. This is why we want to do an even number, so you should end right on that last chain. And this is what our first row is looking like. So to start row 2, you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and now we are going to be working the double crochets into the top of the last double crochet, right into that hole right there. Yarn over, through, and just like before, chain 1 and into that next hole right there, chain 1 into that next one. That's how it's starting to build up. So we continue along into that next hole, and once again we are just working this exact same pattern of double crochet, chain 1, and into that next top loop all the way to the end. So here we are coming up on our last chain here. Skip 1 chain and finish in that corner last chain. So over, through that second chain. And this is what it is looking like with our 2 rows built up. Now for row 3 and beyond, we are just simply repeating row 2. I'll show you guys that one more time. So we're going to chain 3, turn our work, and do our first double crochet into that hole right above our last double crochet. Chain 1, double crochet in that next, chain 1, double crochet in the next. And that is how we build up our mesh. We are just going to repeat row 2 again and again and again until we have made this the length from our shoulders to about our belly button. And I will come back and show you how long that will be. But I think that is self-explanatory. If you need any help, please just go back to row 2 and follow that, as it is the exact same all the way. So this is what my back panel is looking like all built up. I ended up doing 20 rows. So now we are going to work on our front. We first want to figure out how big we want our hole for our head. So you can play around with that. I kind of want a looser fit, so I think I'm just going to do 3 on each side. So you're going to attach your yarn onto your hook, skip 1 and into that corner stitch. Now I just slip stitch so those are connected, like so. And now we are just going to be working the same mesh up to the shoulder. So chain 3 and into the next, into the next, chain 1 and into the next. Now you're not going to chain 1 when you are happy with your length. So my next chain is going to be here. So now we need to count how many chains are in between here that we need for our neck hole. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So now I'm just going to chain 28. Just like that. And before you attach, you're just going to want to make sure that it is not twisted. So I just like to flatten it all the way along. And I'm doing a double crochet into that 3rd mesh because that is how many I have on that side. your double crochet in there, chain 1, and finish the row into the next. And here we are coming up on that corner, so we just chain 1 and then right into that corner, double crochet. This is now a great time to try it on to make sure that fits. As you can see, I've squeezed my head in there and it still fits from shoulder to shoulder, and we will continue. So now you're gonna turn it over and chain your 3, double crochet into that next mesh right there. Chaining 1 and into that next. Chaining 1 and into the last one before we start our chain. Now we're going to do the same thing with this chain that we did with our foundation chain. You're going to skip 1 and double crochet in the next. Chaining 1, skipping 1, and into the next. Chaining 1, skipping 1, and into there. All the way along the chain until we meet at the other mesh. And here we are coming back to our mesh side. So chain 1 and double crochet into that last top one. Chain 1 and finish off that mesh with the same yarn over into the top. Our last mesh, so we have 2 more, 1 in here. Chain 1, skip a stitch, and into that corner chain. So this is what the front panel is looking like now that I've built it down. I ended up doing 8 chains, and now I am ready for my tube top. Now for beginning this row, I do recommend sizing down in hook. So since we began with a 5mm hook, I'm going to be doing the tube top part with a 4. To begin our row, we are going to chain 2 and do a half double crochet coming out of here into that next chain right here. Yarn over both. And we're just working half double crochets all the way along. So the next chain and the next. Starting to look like this. And we are just going to continue to work half double crochets all the way along this row. And now here we are coming up on that last mesh stitch, working into the top of the last double crochet, and then you're going to work into the next 2. So 1 next to it, and then you're going to end the row with a half double crochet. So our first row looks like this. Chain 1, turn your work, half double crochet into that hole right there, and all the way along like our last row. Working that half double into that final last stitch. So I'm going to build my row up to fit my chest, and then I will come back when we are finishing off the bottom mesh. So I've built out my bust and I am happy with that length. We're going to finish off with the rest of the mesh, swapping back to our bigger hook. So now before we start, we're just going to fold it over, not taking into account our corner stitches there. You're going to line these up to find where this is going to end. And then once that is all lined up, I'm just going to count how many I have left down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 more rows of mesh to add onto here. Taking our bigger hook, chaining 3, turning our work, and now we need to build the mesh back up. So once again, yarn over, skipping that first chain and into this one, we're going to double crochet, chain 1, skipping that chain and going into this one, double crochet, chain 1, skip into there. And we're just going to work our mesh all the way down to the end of our row. Chain 1 and into that final corner, chain 3, turn your work. And that is what it is looking like. And now we just have to continue to build up that mesh. Like I said, I need 7 rows, and that will be the exact same as all the times before. So we've chained 3, double crochet into that top of the last double crochet, chain 1, and into that next one. Building it up just as the same as before, and I will come back when I have my 7 rows. Once you've built the front panel to line up with the back, so I'm just putting my hook back in the chain where it ended on this side. And now I'm just going to find my corner of the front, so right here. And we are just going to slip stitch those together, so they are now connected. And we're just going to continue to work slip stitches all the way up to where we want our arms to go. And you're just going to want to make sure that you're keeping the stitches on either side even. I think the best way to do it is to slip stitch all the way to the top of this half double crochet. This is what the slip stitches look like going out the side, and we have the hole left at the top. This is a great time to try it on to make sure it fits, because this is now going to be our arm that we are going to work on. To start off our arms, we're going to chain 3, and we're pretty much doing the exact same mesh pattern, just in the round of this sleeve. So then I'm going to double crochet into that top double crochet, chain 1 into the next, and I'm just going to continue to work in the round until I get back to where we started. So here we are coming back to the beginning. I just did that last double crochet. I'm going to chain my 1 and slip stitch back into this top chain right here. So this is what the first row of the arm looks like, and we are just going to continue to build this out pretty much as long as you want. I'll do another round with you. Chain 3, double crochet in the next top, chain 1 in the next, chain 1 in the next. I feel like this should make sense by now because it's pretty much all we've been doing. And now I'm back to this corner. I've chained 1, and now I'm just going to slip stitch to the other side. And this is what that second row is looking like. As you can see, it's starting to build out. So I'm just going to build both arms out, and I will show you what my finished product looks like. This is what it looks like all done. I ended up doing 30 rows on the arms, and there's nothing left but to try it on. And this is what we look like on. It is a little see-through. I would definitely layer it. I've got a nice little tube top going underneath, and you honestly can't even tell. And do you see what I mean about this stretching out? I wish I had done this a little bit longer. Honestly, make that a little bit bigger than you expect. Besides that, I think it came out super cute. I hope you found this informative and you can make your cute little shrug tops. Please tag me in any of your creations. I would love to see them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.